In this video, I'm going to show you a different method to help you remember exact trig values of all its special angles. I'm going to help you to see the pattern among all these values, so you can use the pattern to memorize these values, and hopefully you can remember them once and for all. The trig values for all these special angles are required to remember. And first, let's look at sine value. So sine value are written like this. They look random and it's so difficult to remember, are they? So I'm going to rewrite these numbers so you can see a pattern. So 0, I'm going to write as root 0 divided by 2. Hopefully you know root 0 is 0, so 0 divided by 2 is 0. The next one, I'm going to write root 1 divided by 2. You know root 1 is 1, so 1 divided by 2 is 1 over 2. And then I'm going to keep this one as it is, and next one keep it as it is, and then 1 write as root 4 divided by 2. You know root 4 is 2, so 2 divided by 2 is 1. So after writing them like this, then you can see the pattern easily, right? So all the denominators are the same, but numerator root 0, root 1, root 2, root 3, root 4. It's a sequence. Hopefully you have seen it like I do. Okay. So this sequence, you can describe it as a term rule. So this sequence starts from root 0 divided by 2, and then you add 1 to the root numbers. So start from root 0 divided by 2, then add 1 next term. 0 add 1 is 1. 1 add 1 is 2. And 2 add 1 is 3. 3 add 1 is 4. Okay, so let's root numbers add 1. And if you describe it as nth term rule, then our nth term rule is root n equal 1 divided by 2. We only have 5 terms in this sequence, so n is between 1 and 5. If you think you are not so good with nth term rule, feel free to remember them as term rule, as I mentioned earlier. And also you can link them, they start from 0 because this angle starts from 0. Okay, hopefully you find this easier to remember. So next one, let's look at chords value. The chords value are like this. I hope you have seen the pattern, but just in case you haven't seen it, I'm going to show you. You see chords 0 degree is the same as sine 90. And chords 30 degree is same as sine 60 degree. And sine 45 is same as chords 45. And then chords 60 is same as sine 30. And then chords 90 is same as sine 0. You see the values are all the same, but just in the inverse order. So if you have remembered this one, then you write them in inverse order, then you will get one. If you think, no, I don't want to write so many, it's so much work, then you can remember this relationship. Okay, at GCSE level, we are not required to know this formula, but this formula can be easily proved. And if you are going to go to A level, then you will see this in A level math. Okay, so that means if you have any number, then you can work out straight away if actually has remembered these values. Okay, so next one is 10. Here are our 10 values. Oh, the example is so nice. We are not required to remember tan 90. Actually, not. we are not required to remember 1090. It's not because they are so kind. It's because 1090 is not defined, or another way to say it doesn't exist. Okay? So, how to remember 10 value? Here's the relationship you can use. Okay, 10 equals sine divided by cosine. This can be easily proved. I will show you later. So let's say these values are they actually in this relationship. So for 10, 0, 10, 0 is 0 divided by 1, so it's 0. That's your sine 0 divided by cosine 0 is 0. Okay, so the tan 30 is sine 30 divided by cosine 30. Okay, like this. And then you just simplify this to get this one. If you don't know why it's like this, then I suggest you do a little bit of revision about thirds. And if you haven't learned thirds yet, then that means at this stage you will just have to remember as it is. So next one, we know sine 45 and cosine 45 are the same, so the same number divided by itself is 1. So that's why tan 45 is 1. And the next one is tan 60. Tan 60 is this one divided by this one. Okay, you got root 3. So let's look at this one. Yes, it doesn't exist. It's undefined. Why? Because 1 divided by 0. No, we can't do that. So 1 divided by 0 is undefined. Okay, that's maths language. Undefined means it doesn't exist at this level. If you go to advanced maths, you might see something different from this. Okay, so to help you to remember all the values, so what you do is remember this pattern or nth term rule or term rule for these sign values. Okay, or you can just write them like this for you to say this sort of things. And then once you know the sine value and then the cosine value, it just rewrite them in opposite order, inverse order, okay? Or you use this formula to work out. So once you know sine and cosine, then you can use this relationship, divide them, then you got a 10 value. Do you think it's that's much easier than any other method you might have had? I think so. This is the best method I have used. So now I'm going to show you quickly why tan equals sine divided by cosine. So here is a right-angled triangle, and this is the angle we are looking at. So once we decide which angle we are looking at, then we can name our sides. So this is hypotenuse, and this is adjacent, this is opposite. For this reason, we can write it down. Sine is opposite divided by hypotenuse, and cosine is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Then tan is opposite divided by adjacent. So we know tan is opposite divided by adjacent, then I can rewrite this like this. And we know opposite divided by hypotenuse is sine, and this is cosine. So this one is equals sine divided by cosine. So easy, right? Yes, it's easy when I do it for you, when I tell you this is this, okay? So, I hope you found this video useful for your learning. You are welcome to subscribe my channel, and I will see you in next video. Cheerio!